Hello, this is Opinion Radar. If you've ever found yourself wrestling with a tape measure, trying to get a reading solo, straining to see the markings, or just wishing you could speed things up, then today's tool might just be the upgrade you didn't know you needed. We're taking an in-depth look at the BOSCH GLM165 laser distance measure, a compact digital tool that promises to bring professional-grade accuracy to DIYers and tradespeople alike, all for a surprisingly accessible price of $64. Over the past few weeks, I've taken this device through real-world use: renovations, outdoor builds, tight interior spaces, places where precision matters and frustration runs high with clunky tools. It's not just about measuring distances, it's about saving time, reducing error, and working smarter. I've tested a range of laser measures, and while some claim to deliver, not all live up to the daily grind. So, is the GLM 165 built to last, easy to rely on, and actually better than the rest? Let's dive into what makes this tool stand out, and whether it earns a permanent spot in your kit. Let me tell you, the BOSCH GLM 165 laser distance measure is one of those tools that makes you wonder how you ever got by without it. Right out of the box, the first thing you notice is how clean and intuitive it feels: solid build, nice grip, and that bright green laser that just pops whether you're inside a dim attic or out on a sunny deck. I've used laser measures before, nothing high-end, the basic red beam ones, but this green beam is a game changer. It's significantly more visible, especially in daylight or at longer distances. At 165 feet of range, I've measured everything from room diagonals to fence lines, and every time, it locks on fast and accurate. I'll be honest, I didn't think I needed a laser measure this good, but now it's in my back pocket on every job, big or small. It's like upgrading from a flip phone to a smartphone. Once you experience the speed and precision, there's no going back. One of the standout features for me is the display. It's large, backlit, and incredibly easy to read. Black digits on a bright white background with serious contrast. I'm someone who's worked enough in poorly lit basements or at dusk to appreciate that kind of clarity. Even when I'm crouched down or angling the unit, the screen stays legible. And the ability to customize how measurements appear? Huge. I tend to work in feet, inches, and fractions when installing trim or cabinets, and the BOSCH lets me toggle into that view seamlessly. There's even a tape-style mode that mimics a traditional tape measure, increments continuously in inches, just like the metal ones we've all used for years. I found myself using that more than I expected, especially when working with different materials and needing quick reference. It's a small touch, but one that shows BOSCH really thought about how people actually use measuring tools in real-world scenarios. Functionality-wise, this thing is packed. It's not just about measuring distance from point A to B, though it does that flawlessly. You've got area and volume calculations built in, which comes in handy more often than you'd think. I used it recently to calculate square footage for flooring in a basement renovation, and instead of doing math on my phone or a notepad, I just measured length and width, pressed a button, and boom, accurate result. Same for volume when figuring out how much concrete I'd need for a patio footer. It even does indirect measurements, like when you can't shoot the laser directly across a space. That might sound niche, but during a recent roof project where access was tight, it saved me time and a potential fall risk. These features aren't just gimmicks. They're practical, well executed, and genuinely useful when you're in the middle of a job and need quick, reliable data. Another feature that surprised me in a good way is continuous measuring. You press the button once, and it starts updating the distance in real time as you move. Want to find a point exactly 10 feet down a wall? Just slide the unit until the number hits and lock it in. It's simple but so efficient. I used to hate trying to estimate or use a tape when marking stud locations. Now I just stand at one end, enable continuous mode, and walk backward until I hit the increment I need. It's precise, fast, and I can do it solo. That's a big deal. A lot of laser measures require you to hold the button down the whole time, which gets tiring and can throw off your aim. Here, it's one click to start, one click to stop. Elegant, minimalist, exactly what a good tool should be. Smart design that gets out of your way and lets you work. Now, the unit is compact and fits easily in a jeans pocket or attaches to your belt with the included clip. I've dropped it a couple of times, once down a flight of unfinished stairs, and honestly, it came through fine. No scratches, no misalignment, nothing. The casing feels tough, and I appreciate that Bosch didn't skimp on durability. It's clearly built to last, not just for weekend DIYers, but for pros who sling tools around every day. At just under $65, it's a bit more than the bargain bin models, but I'd argue it's priced right. You're getting pro-level features, excellent visibility, and a design that understands real use. I've used Leica tools before, excellent no doubt, but they cost nearly 3 times as much. For most people, this Bosch punches well above its weight and delivers 90% of the performance at a fraction of the price. That said, I do have one real concern: battery life. I've gone through the included AAs faster than I expected. Not catastrophically so, but definitely quicker than I'd like. I'll use it for 2 weekend projects and already see the low battery indicator. And while it runs on standard AA batteries, which is a plus for field replacements, it means I'm either swapping them frequently or keeping spares on hand. I understand that a green laser and a bright backlit screen pull more power, but it's still something to be aware of. It doesn't ruin the experience, but it's the one spot where I find myself thinking, I wish this were just a bit more efficient. Otherwise, the trade-off between performance and power use might be worth it for most, but if you're using this daily, invest in a solid set of rechargeable AAs. Overall, I can't recommend the Bosch GLM165 laser distance measure enough. It's accurate, versatile, and built with the user in mind. Whether you're installing ceiling lights, framing a wall, or just trying to buy the right sized rug, the green laser, clear display, continuous measuring, and rugged design all come together in a tool that feels essential, not just convenient. It's sleek without being fragile, smart without being complicated. It's become one of those tools I reach for without thinking, right alongside my tape measure and level. If you're on the fence, ask yourself how many times you've misread a measurement or struggled to hold a tape alone. This tool solves those problems quietly and effectively. For under $70, that's a solid investment in accuracy, speed, and sanity on every project. If you're tired of guessing measurements and wrestling with tape, it's time to level up your game. Don't let another project suffer from sloppy math. Lock in accuracy with the right tools. Hit that like button if this helped, and subscribe for more real-world reviews that measure up. Stay precise, stay sharp, and keep building smarter.